AFSOC 360, Africa's premier live soccer streaming platform.
Atletico Madrid and Arsenal shared a tense 1-1 draw in the first leg of their UEFA Champions League semi-final at the Metropolitano Stadium in a match dominated by VAR controversy and fine margins. Victor Gyökeres put Arsenal ahead from the penalty spot just before halftime, but Julian Alvarez leveled for Atletico early in the second half, also from a penalty awarded after a video review. The biggest talking point came late on when Arsenal were initially awarded a second penalty after Eberechi Eze was fouled by David Hanko, only for the decision to be overturned following a prolonged VAR check, leaving the visitors furious. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta criticized the decision-making process, arguing the delay and reversal changed the course of the game, while Atletico manager Diego Simeone said VAR ultimately gave and took away decisions for both teams across the match. Simeone also expressed confidence over the fitness of key players ahead of the return leg, while praising Antoine Griezmann for his influence during key phases of the game. With both sides still unbeaten in the tie and chasing a first Champions League title, everything remains finely balanced ahead of the decisive second leg in London.
We had big parts of the game, very similar to what we wanted. We went ahead with the penalty. Unfortunately, in the second half, we started a bit sloppy with certain giveaways and giving them some momentum, and that's the moment that they used it. That's something that we knew we have to go through. In the manner that we give the penalty, very disappointed. And in the Premier League, it's not a penalty, but here I have to accept that with the rules and obviously how consistent they've been, for example, yesterday with Bayern Munich, I accept that this is a handball. What I incredibly fuming with is how the hell the penalty on Epps gets overturned in the manner that happened when it's not a clear and obvious error. And this changes the course of the game, and at this level, I'm sorry, but this cannot happen. I'm very proud. I said that to the boys. The way we handle any kind of context for 9.5 months is just remarkable. And I really value what they've done, because I've seen some of the best teams in the world here fall apart and concede 3 and 4. And we didn't get the result that we wanted. And the way we planned the game, we wanted to win it. But at least it's in our hands, in front of our people, to be in that final. And in a week's time, we're going to have the opportunity to do so.
Honestly, knowing these players, I'm sure they'll be ready on Tuesday. No, I can't imagine any of them not being there on Tuesday. So today, each of them is probably dealing with their own discomfort. Giuliano from the hit he took, Julian from the fall he had in the middle of the field with a guy from Arsenal, and well, Alex with a strain in his tibial muscle. But I have no doubt they'll be ready on Tuesday. It was out there, hierarchy, talent, quality. It seems that Griezmann goes through the match, and instead of getting more tired, he starts finding better places to do something different. At one point, I thought about taking him out. Then I said no, let's leave him, because something always ends up happening, and that's how it was. I loved Ademola Lookman's match. I loved his defensive work, not to mention everything he generates for us offensively. But getting such an important player like him to understand his defensive work helps us and makes us better as a team.
For the stories behind the game, stay locked to AFSOC 360. AFSOC 360, Africa's premier live soccer streaming platform.